Hey guys, welcome to day 4 of my series using the Cool Treats suite. Here it is again. If you have not caught my other videos in the series, please make sure you check those out. Really adorable suite that comes with a bunch of great things that all coordinate. So today, the card we're going to make looks like this. I actually saw this design, and I'm going to show you on my phone. This design is where I'm getting it from. This is from Libby Stamps. I don't know where I don't know if she's the original person that designed this card, but this is where I got it from. So since my card looks so similar, I do want to give credit. I did change it up a bit, but this was definitely my inspiration. I've just been staring at this card for days now, so I decided to go ahead and recreate it. So the things you'll need to create this card are your Cool Treats stamp set and dies. And then I'm bringing back the Swirly Bird stamp set because I just love this stamp right here, the little splatters. And then today we're going to be using this little swirly lines. Okay, so I'm definitely very happy I picked up this stamp set. So you need those two. Then you need your card base. Mine's going to be a top folding card. I'm doing it in Watermelon Wonder. Watermelon Wonder is one of the colors that is retiring this year. So I have quite a bit. So I'm going to be bringing in this color a lot to feature it. In case you want it, you may want to grab this color because it will be gone May 31st, I think is the date. I have some scrap crumb cake. And then I have my card panel, which measures 5 1/4 by 4. Then for the ink, you will need Watermelon Wonder and crumb cake. On my card, my sample card, I used these sprinkle embellishments. So I have them aside. I'm undecided if I'm going to use them again. I don't know. And you'll need your Stampin' Dimensionals. And here are the two dies you will need. One for the waffle cone and then your swirls. In the Cool Treats suite, there is another die that looks just like this, and I had used that on my scrap. I used it right here, and if you notice, it cuts different. And here it is, and I thought that was so cool. So I think this is a great die to add a layer, obviously, but to give it some texture, I just think that's really cool. So, I may have to create something with that at some point down the road, but that was a happy accident. I did not realize that die did that. So anyway, I'm going to move all this and we'll get started. Okay, this is my Stampin' Up! Piercing tool. I have noticed that when I stamp my photopolymers that it actually works pretty well. So I try to remember to use it. And I have noticed that it gives it a more even coverage. A mouse pad will work. If you have grid paper, that will work. Anything to cushion the stamp will work. Okay, so since I have my crumb cake out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my waffle cone. And the crumb, even though this is crumb cake, I'm stamping it with crumb cake because the ink is a little bit darker. So I just kind of want that tone on tone. So I think I have room for one more on here. So I'm going to try to fit it on here. I'm very stingy with my cardstock. Okay, and then I just need 2 more. And then we'll set these aside. Then, I forgot, we need some white cardstock. And I have this scrap to stamp off my image. So I'm going to take the solid image of the swirl ice cream, soft serve ice cream, ink it up really good in the Watermelon Wonder. Stamp it off and then stamp it to my white cardstock. And do this again 2 more times. Next, I'm going to take my swirl stamp. Sorry if you can hear that noise outside. my neighborhood's typically pretty quiet, and all of a sudden when the camera goes on, everyone decides to blow their leaves or wash their house or chop down a tree, which sounds like that's what they're doing. So go ahead and line this up and stamp over that. And there's my little swirls. All right, so whatever they were doing outside, they stopped. So I took a break, so you wouldn't have to hear that commotion. Okay, so I went ahead and die cut all my pieces. So here are my 3 swirls and then my 3 waffle cones. And before I do this, I'm actually going to go ahead and glue these, and then while I'm working on my card panel, they can dry. So I'm just going to take my fine tip glue pen and add a little strip to the bottom. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals and kind of add them here. And you can use more than one. I'm kind of stingy with them, so I use as little as possible, and this worked just fine. So move these aside. Then I'm going to take my card panel, and I need my, first I'm going to ink up my sentiment first. Here, whoa, and I just stick my card in my ink, so don't do that. Here, I did it at the top. I'm going to do it at the bottom, kind of like the card I did, or I'm kind of casing. And we'll have to fix that one. I just dipped in the ink. So where is my sentiment? So happiest birthday is the sentiment I'm using. Okay, and then I'm going to take my splatters and my crumb cake ink, and these can just go anywhere randomly. Okay, and then I'm going to take my swirl and dip it in the Watermelon Wonder. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and take my little ice cream swirls and just kind of place them wherever. Alright, I like that. And let me close my ink so I don't drop another card in the ink. And then I want to pop this up on my card base. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add another, because I covered up all my splatters. Where is it? Just one. Maybe here. Okay. So you can use Stampin' Dimensionals on the back to pop up your card base. I have this big roll of foam tape that I am not a fan of, so I'm going to use this. This is not sold by Stampin' Up, but it's something I have in my stash and I really want to get rid of. So we're going to use this. Alright, so here is my card base. I've taken the backing off this foam tape, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere my card down, hopefully straight. There we go. And you can add some sprinkle embellishments. That would look really cute. all the colors coordinate with the card. I'm going to go ahead and skip it this time. They're so small, they take a little bit to work with, so I don't really want to do that on video. So here are the 2 cards, and then I'll fix this one since it is now ruined, but I'll just cut it and adhere this to a different card base. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're interested in any of the products, please look at the links below. Everything will be listed. And stay tuned for tomorrow, day 5. It will be my last day, and tomorrow we will be using these sprinkle embellishments again. I'm going to be making a shaker card with them, so stay tuned for that. And remember, if you do place an order under $150, please use the hostess code that will be listed below. And stay tuned for next month, which I will introduce on March 1st, my card club, card kit, whatever you want to call it, for all my customers who make orders. And I'll give you more details on that. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.